So yeah, let me just ask you, Dr. Commons, what is the Rife machine and how does it work? Tell us.
So the Rife machine is named after Royal Raymond Rife, who back in the 20s and 30s was doing work with trying to find frequencies that would kill pathogens. So from a quantum physics perspective, everything, all matter down to its smallest particle is energy that's vibrating at a frequency. So we talk about EMFs are bad because they're different frequencies, but if you really understand, everything is frequencies. And one of the things that makes EMFs bad, certain frequencies bad, is they can interrupt our body and interrupt our frequencies that are taking place on a cellular level that make us who we are. Well, can we use frequencies knowing some of those frequencies that are human body frequencies, some of those frequencies that affect pathogens like bacteria and viruses and parasites, and some of the frequencies that can help our body kill cancer cells? Can we use those to our advantage? That's what he was trying to discover when quantum physics was just in its burgeoning, time. And he called it that there is a mortal oscillating frequency that could kill pathogens. And it was different for each pathogen, and there was different frequencies that could help your body kill cancer cells. And then when he was just kind of at its peak of the discovery and things were he was showing results in his work. That's when the 1950s rolled around and the AMA literally squashed anybody in the United States that was doing treatment, especially for cancer, that wasn't using pharmaceuticals. They literally locked the doors of different clinics, and these doctors had to go, what you just mentioned, had to go underground
Mm.
to continue to do nutritional work, like Gerson and Hoxsey had to go to Mexico to do their work. That's what became the Mexico Cancer Clinics. Well, unfortunately for Rife, all his equipment was confiscated. He didn't have just an educational base that he would teach patients. He had equipment that he would use. So when his stuff was confiscated, he just basically gave up the ghost and died 7 years later. Very sad story.
Mm.
But it wasn't until years later that Rife's work started resurfacing in the 60s and 70s, then very much underground. And when I started using the Rife in the late 90s, it was still very much underground. And then the last 20 years, it became more free to speak about these things. And I started using it in the late 90s when I had a cancer patient come in my door of my clinic. And I've been using the Rife
Mm.
for 25 years now.
I just want to just circle round to um, this understanding, it's this energy frequency vibration, and that's how Tesla referred to this. Really, he said something along the lines of, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, then you need to think in terms of energy frequency vibration. Society and everything makes us gives us another understanding of what life is. But what you're saying, and certainly this is in alignment with my understanding of life and the universe, is that everything is about vibration. And so this is, in some respects, a vibrational machine. And just to get clear on this aspect of how can these frequencies be safe, but frequencies from cell phones and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all the rest of it, that they're dangerous. Like, what's the difference?
Well, the difference the is how frequencies are measured. They're measured in hertz. So that's cycles per second. So there's dangerous frequencies that can interrupt. Why are they dangerous? When you look at from a quantum physics perspective, they're dangerous because they negatively affect the frequencies that are going on in our body. From a quantum physics perspective, all matter, including your cells, are energy that are vibrating at a frequency. Your cells are vibrating at a frequency. So then when cells get together and make up a tissue, so a liver cell is vibrating at a frequency, and then billions of liver cells that make up the liver itself are vibrating at a frequency. And outside frequencies can interfere with that and cause dysfunction. Maybe just minor. Maybe they're not going to, cause disease in the person that's going to die because you turn on your cell phone, but they could cause dysfunction and lead to other comorbidities that can cause disease and can be a participant in a disease just as much as consuming a toxin can be a participant in a disease. The smoking cigarette in itself is not going to just kill somebody as soon as they smoke a cigarette, but over 20 years of smoking a cigarette can lead to cancer in the lungs. Same thing with bad frequencies can lead to disease. So they can be contributors to disease. But why are they contributors to disease? Because they're affecting our cells in a negative way. These frequencies from a cell phone or a cell phone tower are affecting our cells in a negative way and affecting the frequency and the vibration of that cell. Rife and Tesla weren't ignorant of these things. Tesla also knew you could use them to the harm of society as well, if that knowledge got in the wrong hands, like an atomic bomb, right? That's simply the vibration of uranium that is causing the explosion. So I'm not a nuclear physicist, but it was nuclear physicists that put together atomic bombs. And but understanding that there are known frequencies for different diseases and using those specific frequencies, you can interrupt that pathogen, like a bacteria, or you can interrupt that growth rate of that cancer using that specific frequency. Using frequencies to our betterment can bring about great results.
Okay. And is that all it's about, a Rife, is interrupt? Is it essentially interrupting, or is it offering beneficial frequencies also?
So it depends on what frequencies you're using. So if you want to, let's say I'm perfectly healthy, but I think I'll get a Rife machine to stay more healthy. So you can run the frequencies for the liver that are the known frequencies for the liver. There may be, I don't know, maybe 50 known frequencies for the human liver. I can run those frequencies and it can help it function normally again and help it heal. That's the idea of healing. That's the idea of eating good food, because you're eating good frequencies in you, good nutrition in you that's going to help your body resonate correctly. This isn't new age. It's just quantum physics. And if you're not running it long enough, it's not going to help. And if you're not using a machine that is using light frequencies, especially for cancer, it's not going to really help. And if you're not using a machine that is got the amp output that it's actually the frequencies are going to go through you and affect the tissue, the cells that you're trying to affect in the case of colon cancer that are going to affect your colon, it's not going to really help. So you have to know how to program the machine. You have to be running the right frequencies that you're trying to the organ or tissue or the disease that you're trying to affect. And you have to have a machine that has enough amp output that is going to actually penetrate your body and actually affect those cells. And in my mind, you have to use light frequencies, not electrical frequencies, because Rife is all about using light frequencies that have that. It's a different type of waveform. It's a photon on a waveform.
That's what you seem to be suggesting here, that it's relatively easy to use. I mean, it's difficult in you need to know what frequencies, and that's the key. It would seem, having the right machine, having the right frequencies, which is where the practitioner comes in. But then once you've got that, is it plain sailing?
It pretty much is. It takes you 30 seconds to turn this blasted thing on. If this is going to keep you healthy, 30 seconds a day to do this, are you willing to do that?
So we've got the laptop, the Rife machine, and the bulb on the wire and you snoggling it when you sleep.
Yes.
And that's it. 30 seconds to set that going, and then you sleep with that.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Connors, for your work on this and for sharing with us today.
Absolutely. Look forward to another time.
I hope so. I'd love that. And
Yeah.
thank you, listener, viewer, for attending. You can find more information on my website. These interviews are available in the EMF Expert Solutions Club with full transcripts. My name is Lloyd Burrell from electricsense.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.